Welcome everybody to another episode of Hoboken's 5 Questions Fridays. Today we are here with Dave and Sarah of Fit Foundry, Hoboken's best boutique personal training. I got Brian Roley with me today. We're going to get to know Dave and Sarah a little bit better, know about their business, learn about why they opened in Hoboken, and really just get to know this awesome local business. So guys, thanks for doing this with us today. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Brian, why don't you kick us off?
All right, so awesome. So let's start with what made you establish this awesome establishment?
Well, we both moved to Hoboken in the early mid-2000s, and I was working in New York Sports Hooks when we first opened there. I was always a personal trainer, and wanted to do this for my later life. And always wanted to establish a personal training gym.
Mm-hmm.
Love the community of Hoboken. It's a fantastic community, and it's what we knew. And we wanted to provide a quality service at a price that wasn't as steep as personal training.
Right.
Our principles derive in personal training.
Okay.
So I knew that we could do that in a semi-private or large group setting for the community, because all there ever was before that was just personal training on that level,
Right.
or just a watered down version of group fitness,
Right.
which we wanted to take to the next level. And we searched for years to find a spot.
Right.
And luckily we stepped into this space. It took some time, but yeah.
Yeah, this is an awesome open space here. So convenient. So you guys definitely found a great spot here.
Without a doubt. The question too, the town is filled with fitness fanatics, right? Like very active community is what I think we all love about Hoboken so much. What makes Fit Foundry unique versus like the New York sports clubs and the CrossFits and the boot camps? Like, what is your niche, your real kind of like thing that makes you guys pop?
Well, first off, I think we're in a really fortunate position because though we are a boutique training facility, we have quite a large space at 8,000 square feet. So we can accommodate a lot of people not on top of each other, which, you know, some boutique gyms in this town have over 2,000, 1,400 square feet. But I also think what makes us unique is Dave comes from this background, years and years studied how to do this, what to do. Just, you know, it wasn't just like one day I'm going to open up a gym. He told me this, and like before we had our 2 kids, and I was like, okay. You know, and he really he lives and breathes the way this place works and the philosophies of this place, and our team that works with us, all of our other coaches, take their cue from him and are like-minded in that way. We are, we make sure when you come in here, we get to know you, fill out an assessment form, we'll assess you. And like Dave said, because we have personal training principles behind everything that we're doing, we can tailor every workout, every exercise. We can scale it up or scale it down.
Yeah.
Ranging in different ages, and because of Dave's certifications and background and the rest of our coaches, we know about injury prevention, we know about, you know, how to deal with someone who's pregnant, how to deal with someone who hasn't worked out in a long time, you know, and it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So we're fortunate that we have the knowledge and the skill and the space to be able to do that.
The space is big too now these days. Like everyone wants to be a little bit more room, right? Like everyone would be crammed in. Like, yeah, we're on the backside of this thing that we just went through, but like people are still cognizant of that, right?
Yes.
Like, so having more space I think is important. And that's super unique. Like I know it's super expensive for one-on-one personal training, or you kind of get lumped in, right? To like just whatever's happening at that gym or that facility. The fact that like you guys meet in the middle, I think is super unique and something that's just not in the marketplace. That in this town people like that. They like you know, semi-customizable stuff that really hits them right where they need to be. So that's great.
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome that there was like a passion, a long time vision behind this.
Yeah.
And, so as people are watching this, they're like, all right, I'm excited, I want to come. What kind of classes do you offer, and what seems to be the most popular?
We have 3 signature classes here, Titanium, Inferno, and Accelerator.
Okay.
Each differ from each other slightly. And I would say out of those, that's our large group offerings, and out of those, I would say Inferno is the most popular. Okay. It's going to give you the most, like, they're all going to make you sweat and make you work, but Inferno is going to, it's station-based, so you're kind of moving around, sometimes certain timed exercises. People love that. It's especially the way it kicks off. That's our first class on a Monday morning after people have, you know, been doing their weekend thing.
Flush the system.
Right. But all the classes are designed to work together. The large group training classes are designed to work together. And then in addition to that, we also have semi-private training here, which is really the bread and butter of what we do and what Dave wanted to start so he can.
Right, yeah, so our semi-private, like Sarah said, is the bread and butter of what we do. It's the most customizable. We have the ability to scale up or down to someone's fitness level a little bit easier. Just, you know, if someone is accustomed to working with, let's say, barbells, for instance, and they have the skill, they've earned that level, we're going to go up so that we can. We're pretty agnostic in our approach. We love kettlebells, but not everybody does. Not everybody likes a ball of iron on their wrist. Or if they want to, we do have the skill for that. That is more closely resembling a true strength training program with lower rep ranges, shorter sets, more attention from the coach with a coach of 1 to 5, up to 5 coach to client ratio. And we'll work with somebody. It's a little bit easier in that, like, it's almost like a tutoring session with that client to work on finer points and techniques. And that is where I think personal training and semi-private come in, because with personal training, I feel like you're there with the extra accountability and a strategy. The semi-private has a little bit of that strategy and that same accountability as well, at a fraction of the cost. You know, so, and that's where I think most people get their benefits. Plus, they can add in the large team training at no additional cost.
I think the accountability and strategy is so huge. I've said it a couple times there, and I read something somewhere one time that was like, if it was just knowing what to do and how to do it, we'd all have six-pack abs, because the information's everywhere and everything works eventually. But the strategy for you, what's going to work for you where you're at, and then the accountability to keep you doing it are two huge things that I think
we
make
also
a difference.
offer a trial that you can come in here and you can try us out for
15 days.
15 days, right?
Days,
And you get large and semi-private, 3 semi-privates and unlimited large team training sessions. So we really want you to get in here for 15 days. We really want you to get in here and experience what it's about, and see how the large and the semi-private work together, and see how the 3 large group sessions, Titanium, Inferno, and Accelerator, work all together and how they complement one another.
That's awesome.
So for anybody who wants to come in here but is a little unsure, it's very reasonable. You come in and try us out. It's not just one class.
And I think a lot of people are, whether you are just coming from having a child or you just haven't worked out in a long time, and a lot of people are intimidated to go to a gym. They don't remember what it's like, or maybe they're going back to their high school, college days, and their mindset's not accurate. And what you guys are offering is that individual one-on-one coaching session for every level, so you don't have to be intimidated. You haven't been in a gym in 6 years, 8 years. Just come, just have yourself evaluated and see where you are and go from there.
No, I think sort of to the point of the growing community of Hoboken is more and more people are staying, and so you're getting a little bit older crowd into your 30s up to your 50s. People who have been here since early 2000. You know, when they were 20s, or now in their 40s, or they were in their 30s, now in their 50s. It's important to kind of guide your programming towards that, and understand where they have been, because we've been there ourselves. We have kids. We were in our 20s living in Hoboken, we're in our 30s, now we're in our 40s. We've had kids as well, and we've all dealt with our own injuries. So to understand where that person's coming from, that's kind of like what we pride ourselves on as well, is having that knowledge base, because we're not 25 years old. Skipping warm-ups used to be a thing, like, I was on till midnight, and now it's like, coming in.
Just load up the barbell and start
We've done that, so we kind of know how to steer people away from that. Like, we're happy to be their guide.
That's experience.
Where people want to go, we can let them guide there. We won't boot camp kick you in the teeth. It's not our style. We'll guide you. We set the table. It's your option to eat or not.
Awesome, that's super cool. So speaking of like the vibe in here, right, and like your husband and wife, business owners, something I know very well. It's running a business with Red. It's been an awesome ride the last 10 years. Tell us a little bit more about Dave and Sarah. Like, who are you guys? You guys have kids here. You're part of the community. How is it running a business together? Like,
We have 2 kids, 2 girls. We're public school parents.
Awesome.
They go to Wallace. 9 going to 4th grade and 6 going to 1st grade. We've been working together a long time. Prior to having this business, we had a one-on-one training business.
Oh, cool.
Where we worked together. It has its moments and challenges. We're very different. We think very differently. He's a dreamer and I'm a realist.
You need both. Make the world go around.
And I tend to be, I can be like, I'll be like, no, we're not doing that. And then I'll, think about it a little while and I'm like, okay. But in the end, I actually think it's been great because we each come from a different place. Like even though we're the same, like I'm very proud to represent like the mom community in this town, and I know so many moms from Wallace and other schools, just to show that just because you have 2 kids and you have a full part-time or a part-time job, or you're a stay-at-home mom, it doesn't mean that you can't take 45 minutes for yourself. All of our offerings are under an hour, which is something we also pride ourselves on, to getting a quality workout. You know, we used to go to the gym like years back and do like half an hour of running and then an hour of lifting, and no more of that. We can get in and out of here in 50 minutes. So I'm really proud to represent that community and, you know, kind of lead the charge and say, like, you can do this too, you can wear this too, be proud of who you are. And then, you know, same thing, it's unique to have, you know, a lot of dads have full-time, you know, jobs where they're not home, and he is around, and we both represent just a very family vibe in here.
Yeah, we resonate. So we resonate with what the community is now and is becoming.
Yeah,
for sure.
As well,
You can kind of get that feel when you walk in here and talk to you guys. Like this, like it's a place that's not a cold, sterile corporate thing where it's just like, this is how everything fits into a box this way. Like everything has to be done. Like there's a warmness to this space that you can tell that there's it's a family environment, right? Which is, I think, part of what makes Hoboken great too, right? Not a lot of like chains, not a lot of like big corporate stuff. We all have our own little niches, our own little family vibes, community feels.
Yeah. We're a true born and bred local business here, and dedicated to this town. We've been in this town a long time, planning to stay in this town, raise our kids in this town. I can't believe like it's happening, but I'm so happy. You know?
I have to ask the question though, like how many years did it take you before you found like your lanes to not bump heads constantly? Because I have an answer from Red and I. If you say 0, I'll be super impressed.
No, I don't know if we found it. We're getting better. We're getting better. I think.
Day by day, right?
Yeah.
We've created our own lane of bumping of like constant merge. But yeah, I think it's always going to be a push and pull, especially with her and me. But you kind of need that balance.
Yes.
And you know, if it was just me, this place would be dirty all the time. And now we have to have like. But Sarah comes in with the finer touches, things that I necessarily won't working because my head is in training, and she comes in and is like, well, this needs to look like this needs to be like this.
That's the balance, right?
We miss that. We still miss that. But like, if I come in here with my my AirPods in and I go in the corner, then you know Dave and I had a bad morning. If I come in here and I'm like, hey guys, then it's fine.
That's awesome. That's what Red and I, like, for a couple of years, we were both trying to do the same things almost together. And it was like, but we'd have a little bit different idea of how they should be done. And we're like, hold on a second. You should be doing this. I should be doing that. And oh, wow, look how smoother things go, right? Like, and that's always what I find with husband and wife business owners. There's a little bit of that yin and yang and balance that found over time. So it's a fun conversation. So.
I'll get back to you though. When we figure it out, I'll let you know.
I think it's like a generational question.
Exactly.
So this has been awesome, and the final question will be, before we get into our quick takes, what do you guys like best about what you do? Like,
I mean, for me, just in regards to Fit Foundry, I think that my most favorite part and my most surprising part is you can plan and you can look at blueprints and you can do this and you can get equipment in here. But I think Dave and I really did not know how valuable and how strong getting a community of people in here that want to be here, that come back. I mean, not only that come back every day, we have members who, you know, say, I gotta go on a break, but then they come back 6 months, a year later, or they get pregnant and they come back, or they're with us through their pregnancy. But the community that has been fostered here, even amongst members, people who didn't know each other and now they're taking vacations together. You know, people who, you know, the wife started here, now the husband comes, and now the husband's brother-in-law comes. Like that has been the most rewarding thing for me to see. And also not realizing that I needed that too. We needed that. We needed that community, you know? It keeps us going. I don't know what you would say.
Well, I love helping people. It's, you know, no matter what field I want to, I just have a passion for fitness. But no matter what I want to do, I want to help people. But here's an easy way to help people, obviously physically, emotionally, because they drive each other. But doing one-on-one, you can only do that with one person, right? So like if you're in the gym doing your thing and I'm helping you, and it's very, you know, one-on-one. But we don't get a chance to do that unless we have this community, right? But now it's to increase accountability as well and increase your odds of helping somebody. Like I said before, all I want to do is help people. I'm also just a huge fitness nerd. I love learning a ton of different things, all the different cues. Because every day is an opportunity to kind of learn. But every time you step in here, it's a different opportunity to learn something about you, what makes you tick, what resonates with you. But if I can vibe with that, now that vibe is now I got my job getting you closer to your goal is a lot easier. But at the same time, you're going to enjoy coming here a little bit more.
I think you just signed me up. I'm not a member here yet, but that little last 30 seconds, I'm like, I want to be involved.
Get the credit card machine.
When we look at our goals as a business too, it comes from a place of help. How can we help? How can we be a service? And when you come with that open mind and heart, like everything will work itself around.
You guys similar. You saw, a market that was saturated, but also had a gap, and something needed to be done a little bit differently, a little bit more personally, a little bit more hands-on approach. Same thing with us.
Yeah.
Saturated market, but we saw this could work. This could work better. Yes, and we fit into a box. Or not into a box. I don't know. Depending on how you look at it.
Right. So that's our 5 questions to get to know you guys and the business. We have some rapid fire questions though, just about Hoboken, the community, your favorite things in it. You guys can both answer them. You can agree on something. You can disagree. However you guys. This is going to be a fun dynamic here. So Sunday before you come in for Inferno on Monday, what's your favorite pizza we're having?
Hoboken Hot House.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got an agree.
What? Okay.
All right. So you are finishing up the weekend. You're wrapping up your Sunday. Like I said, before you come here for Inferno, where are you having a cocktail?
Oh boy. I would go to like Sorleon. Yeah.
Jeez. My kitchen.
No. Downstairs.
Oh no, they in a heartbeat. Their drinks are delicious.
Yeah.
Someone said recently, like, Hoboken is one big wine glass, so it's hard to pick your favorite place to get a drink.
Pretty much,
right?
Yeah, I would definitely go out to it.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. Favorite restaurant, sit down restaurant.
Ooh, sit down restaurant. We love Johnny Pups. We've been a long time fan of Johnny Pups.
Nice.
But on the other hand, what else? What do you think?
We go to Elysian a lot.
We love Elysian. Yeah, that's our family place.
Johnny Pups and Elysian, both great places.
I agree. Yeah. And then when you're middle of the afternoon and you can't make it to Fit Foundry for your pickup, where are you grabbing a cup of Joe?
Right.
Dolce and Salata.
Dolce.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is great. Fantastic.
And then with some cookies too.
Yes. You gotta balance things out.
Little
Right?
pastry on the way out,
You guys got the girls, been raising a family in Hoboken. Favorite park? Where do you guys go Saturday afternoon to enjoy some
Columbus.
business?
Yeah, Columbus.
Yeah.
That's the new splash pad they put in the last few years.
Yes.
Awesome for the summertime
Columbus,
too.
you can find, and if you don't know anybody, you can definitely find somebody in Columbus.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're walking around. You want to just kind of relax a little bit. Where are you taking in? What's your best view of the city?
Oh, probably Pier.
Pier.
Oh no, Pier. This Pier up
13th
here.
Pier.
Right.
Pier
Not
13.
Pier
Pier
13, but
Not Pier
like,
13 itself, but just like the walkway. from
Right, the
back to
walkway,
yeah.
right.
I think you get like both
The
Midtown
girls
and
love to like
downtown
scooter
there.
and ride
Yeah.
up and down.
Yeah.
That's
Love that.
really,
Uptown.
Saturday, yeah.
We're uptown.
Uptown.
Right.
Yeah.
The Hoboken Riviera, as they call it.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Broad favorite things just about Hoboken. Just like, what's the best part about being here?
Oh, my favorite thing is like you just go for a walk and that can turn into an hour and a half
Yes.
excursion because you run into
100%.
somebody, you
Yep.
browse into a store, you talk to somebody in the street.
Definitely.
You have nothing to do. You can always find something to do if you literally just go for a walk down the street.
So
You know?
true. I
That
always
always
think
makes so small town.
Yeah.
It is. I leave myself buffer if I ever have to meet someplace on the same time because I'm like, I'm gonna stop and have one or two
Same.
conversations.
Yeah,
on the way.
same.
Yeah, I love it.
And all the local shops too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small businesses, you pop in, say hello. It's
Yeah.
it's very mom and pop. And
Yeah.
I
It is.
love it.
Without a
I
doubt.
agree. Yeah. If we had to change something, make a little change, what are we doing?
I mean, I think it's everybody's, everyone's an answer. The parking.
Right.
The parking, the flooding.
The flooding.
But that's a work of it. It's not snap your fingers over.
They're
it.
working on it.
They're working on
Yeah.
it. I get it. That's really it. I mean, more families are staying.
Yep.
People are walking around. Listen, it's the fun town to be
It
in.
is, for sure.
Not only if you're younger, but the other people in their 60s and 70s
Yep.
to stay here.
That's right.
It's
It
a
is.
good place to plant
People are coming
roots.
back too.
Yeah.
Like people,
Oh, yeah.
even people left the suburbs for 10 years to raise their kids through like high school or whatever.
Yeah,
They come
they
right
come
back
back,
after,
yeah.
downsize afterwards. And you even have these people who are like, I'm out of here, COVID, or I need more space, and they're like, what am I doing out here? And
Yeah.
they come right back in
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
It's a wild
I love people who
experience.
come back.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, rainy night. We're not going out for dinner. Where are we ordering takeout from?
Oh, my favorite place is Chango Cafe. Downtown.
Chango's delicious.
Amazing.
I'm Hispanic, so
Amazing. If you guys haven't been on at Chango,
delicious.
it's amazing.
All right, so we're
Yes.
doing tonight. Love it.
Very cool. All right, so favorite deli.
Wow. Well, I love El Cafe. I don't know if I classify it as a deli, but then if you're talking like Italian deli,
Yeah.
we'll go like Fiore's, I think.
Fiore's,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do
See,
you think?
I'm more of a lazy type. So
Yeah.
I mean, but not to say food's not good. It's awesome. M&P.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Camano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough call.
It's I mean, many years ago, their shrimp parm was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
I love shrimp parm there.
I walked in on a Friday. They don't serve cooked meat on Fridays. And I was like, well, what do you have parm wise? Like shrimp.
Yeah.
That's
There you
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
So good. Peter and Terry, we live
Yeah.
a few blocks away too.
Been in town a
They're
long time.
talking about a husband and wife team
Yeah,
that's
I
got
know.
it together.
That's right. I know. It's crazy.
They've been doing it for 50 years, I think, behind that counter. I don't know how they haven't killed each other yet. I've not made it that long. Been
And
doing
they
it
have
so
other
long.
knives in there, so I,
Absolutely. All right, we're going to bring it home one last question. For anyone out there watching this that has never been to Hoboken, they're exploring Hoboken for the first time. They come here, maybe they're seeing some houses, maybe they're just checking out the neighborhood. What's the one thing they should do to really get the best experience that first time you're here that really gives you, what Hoboken is most about?
I mean, I would say walk through one of the parks, Columbus, or even Elysian. I mean, Church Square, anything. I mean, because you'll even now it's the dead season in Hoboken.
Yeah.
People are at the shore, but there's still people around. Walk through the parks, get the vibe. I would say, I mean, everybody loves to walk Washington Street. It's great, but I would actually say walk Garden or Bloomfield and just see. Sometimes I don't love the chaos of Washington, and I love to walk up Garden or Bloomfield or Park and just look at all the brownstones and the landscaping. It's just very kind of meditating in a way.
You notice something different every time too.
Just,
that you walk
exactly.
the
Just
streets.
to get, and you can pick up. Of course, like I said, I love all the businesses. I love Washington Street, but I also love the businesses that are off of the main street because they have to work harder to make themselves known, and you can pick up the vibe there. I would just say just walk.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like Sunday,
Yeah.
11 to 2 brunch,
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
walk it off.
Yeah.
Just because explore. Because you get all the parks, you go across town, Garden, Bloomfield, even back by Monroe now, the bakery back there, very delicious. And it just you get to see the town and where it's developing, where it's coming, where it's expanding, and how it's maturing and advancing.
Absolutely.
That is Sunday brunch. Just walk.
That's awesome. You said where the town's expanding, right? Right now, we're gonna ask you guys to tell everyone where to find you and where to location-wise. We're on 15th, 14th, and Willow right here. There's so much going on here. This area is completely changing. The businesses that are going to come in here the next 2-3 years as some of these new constructions go. So, to your point, the town is always changing and it's dynamic, and you can walk the same block 3 months apart and it could look completely different. It could be new stuff there. So
this building was not here with the West Elm building. Was
Yeah,
not
wasn't here.
The rock climbing gym was not here. Even when we first came to Hoboken, the Artisan wasn't here. So everything's just sprouting up right up against it. And I think it's kind of like the last frontier, right? It's called West of Willow. Which is wow, if you need an analogy.
Like
a dad joke analogy. It's wow. It's West of
People
Willow.
used
It's
to
where
be
it's
afraid to
happening.
cross Willow. They didn't know what went on over here.
Yeah, it's so true.
So we're uptown, we're not in a scary place. We're not that anywhere in Hoboken is a scary place. We're just just gotta keep walking up past Wallace and you go straight up. And then you go downstairs for a margarita right after.
Boom.
Exactly.
Social media handles or websites, anything like that, we should shout out real quick.
Fitfoundry.com. We're most active on Instagram at the Fit Foundry. And that's us where you'll find us.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. Have a great weekend, everybody. Come by, check out Fit Foundry, come visit these guys. It's awesome time here.